Hello, my name is Karl Williams, and today we're going to be talking to Miss Melissa Chisholm, aka Auntie Hunneybee, and we're going to be discussing bath and body. We're going to be talking about a product that you can have that will benefit you responsibly to help you maintain a clean body and a healthy lifestyle. And we want you to be able to do this when you purchase your next product and what you should look for when you're looking for a clean product. Hello, how are you today?
I'm great. How
That's
are you?
fine, just fine. I'm so glad you're here.
Thanks for having
I
me.
have a first question for you, and it is, why is natural skincare better?
Natural skincare is always better because it doesn't have the chemical components such as phosphates or silicones that cause the skin to age and dry out. And so natural products, what they do is they go into your natural skin and actually enhance the look of it, and it helps to tone it, to keep it replenished because of all the things that we put inside of our systems, inside of our bodies, and the radicals from the sun and the things that we, the stress factors that we have to deal with on an everyday basis. It has a big deal with our skin because our skin is the largest organ in our body, the only thing on the outside that we see. So in order to take care of it, we have to feed it naturally from the inside out, of course. But as far as natural products are concerned, we have to make sure that we give it its most natural form, which are free from GMOs, as vegan as possible, and also to make sure that they don't have the derivatives that cause it to be a chemical component.
Okay. My second question,
hmm
are your products tested on animals or cruelty-free?
No, in fact, the products that I use are all organic. Most of them are organic, and the rest of them are either oil derivatives or they are just basic clays and micas, things that are right from the earth, and they're just used in its natural state. And in order for me to keep it at its natural state, I don't try to make it something unnatural unless I change its form, such as soap. Soap is basically water, lye, and oil or butter, body butters. No, now when you change that, that soap is cooked. It's made with natural ingredients. It may be considered natural, but it's still a chemical after it's been changed. But it's made with as natural products as possible.
So you don't test it on animals at all?
Never.
Okay.
No.
Next question, what is the ultimate skincare routine?
It is to cleanse, exfoliate, tone, and moisturize. And all four of those are very important, no matter if you're a man or a woman, to take care of your skin in those four ways. You can do it 2 ways in one soap, or you can do it all 4 ways individually.
So what you're saying is this also is available for men?
Yes, it's available for men and also kids and children. It's very important as a teenager to do those 4 things because of the hormone changes and imbalances that you go through. And women, when we go into hormone changes and imbalances, to make sure that we do those 4 things if we want to keep that nice, perfect skin tone.
Okay. Are your products safe for babies?
Yes, I make products specifically for babies, for children, on an individual basis for the most part. And a lot of it is just making sure that they can tolerate it because of the alkaline. Most natural soaps are very important not to use on babies because the alkaline is too high or the acidity is too high. And because the natural soaps are better in its liquid form for children, Castile, which are your basic vegetable based plants, and also milk products are great for baby skin. But for the most part, you can cleanse baby skin with just some basic virgin coconut oil.
And that works?
hmm
Okay, my next question. When a product says natural, does that mean it has no chemicals at all?
It should. But sometimes some companies will, or some people will say made with 100% natural products, but then they might have colors such as blue or red in it. You can't find nothing natural with blue or red in it, not unless it's going to turn brown later on. But if it stays blue or red, it's generally not natural if it's colors. And also, if you make things such as lotions or conditioners, you need preservatives, and you also need emulsifiers. And those emulsifiers are basically when you have oil and water and you need to blend them together. And if you don't put those in right, then your pH balance can change. And it also makes it bacteria free so that you can be able to have the silicones that some people like to have in their hair or on their skin, which makes it easier to treat skin and hair. It's not as a natural ingredient, but it is still close enough to get that natural feel and look that you're looking for.
Okay. If natural is best for the skin, why aren't all cosmetics natural?
That's a good question. Cost. It costs in order to keep things natural, because it's easier to find things inside of your products that is going to cover, because synthetic properties inside of products are cheaper. But when you go into natural products, that's when it starts to cost, because they want to make sure that it's tested by a third party to make sure that people who use natural products are not overcompensating for the feel or the quality. And in order to do that, you're keeping a natural without it changing its form. So some people might change its form in order to preserve it, and those preservatives sometimes can ruin the natural form. So it's easier to buy the preservatives and the silicones that it takes in order to keep things last longer, shelf life, because you got a lot of people who are product junkies. But ones that invest in their skin will invest in the natural side so that they can keep that same routine going, and it just makes the skin and the skin tone shine, and it keeps it healthier longer for a permanent period of time.
Well, you sort of alluded to this, but I'm going to ask the question anyway. Why are most natural products more expensive than most cosmetics?
Because of the cost it takes in order to make those things happen. I know just branding a lot of the things, I have to make sure that the FDA approves therapeutic to be therapeutic. And you just can't say it works, or you just can't call something by its name without saying that it's effective for this. It has to be proven. And because things haven't been proven, you have to pay for it, and that costs. So in order to get that on the shelf, in order to get someone to buy it, you have to pay third parties in order to prove that it's effective. And that is why it's so expensive in order to get natural ingredients.
Thank you. What's the difference between fragrance oils and essential oils?
Well, essential oils are basically your essences, or your or the smell, or the effectiveness from your botanicals, such as flowers or leaves or roots, any of those things that can help with the medicinal effects that those essences give. Fragrance oils are synthetics. They're basically your synthetics that are basically a derivative off of those essences that carry on those fragrances so that you can have more of a variety. The essences are harder to get because, like, for example, a lemon, if you get a lemon essential oil, it takes hundreds of lemons and sometimes thousands of lemons in order to just get 1 little ounce of lemon essential oil. So in order to bring that to its fullest strength, it can actually serve as a medicinal purpose, but they use carrier oils in order to carry it longer. And in order to get a fragrance oil, they sometimes will take a knockoff from those essences. I hope I'm saying it the right way.
Okay.
And then they can make other fragrances with it. Those fragrances are not natural, but they are very nice. And if you get a grade A uncut oil, it can definitely benefit you. If you want that nice natural same effect, but you want the fragrance of something else, it has to be grade A uncut.
Okay. My next question, are natural products good for the environment?
Yes, absolutely, because you want it to be biodegradable. You want it to break down in the waters and inside the soils. Any time of the day that you have anything that's not biodegradable, it's not going to break down into the soils or the waters, it's going to contaminate. It's going to make the environment and the ecosystem break down. And it's very small amounts, but definitely if it's not natural, it's not going to be biodegradable.
Okay. My last question, can natural products be used on pets?
Yes, it depends on what you use. Some things, some natural essential oils cannot be used on pets. Some things like tea tree oil can't be used on cats. There's certain things on dogs that can't be used, but then there's certain things on birds or horses. Some people clean their aquatic animals with essential oils depending on what they know about. It's something that I'm still learning. It's a broad range. It's like an iceberg. The little bit that I've learned over the past 10 years is nothing compared to what I know is going to be in front of me over the next 10 if I continue to do it, which I am definitely not going anywhere right now. But I definitely think that the products can be used on pets if you use them wisely and you read the labels and the ingredients, and definitely know how the person who's making them, because people love their pets, sometimes more than themselves, and you have to make sure that everything is better than what a person would use, because nobody's going to buy anything that's going to make the pet sick.
So the potential is there, you see.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I've made pet sprays, and I've made pet shampoos and soaps.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you so much.
Hello, Auntie Hunneybee here, and I am making soaps and bath bombs today. So, what I would like to start by doing is a mixture of my own recipe, as you see here, and it has olive oil, coconut oil, mango butter, palm, and shea butter inside of it. The pot that I'm using is an aluminum. It's not aluminum, because aluminum, you can't use aluminum inside of soaps, but it's an iron pot. In the iron pot, I generally warm the oils up for about 15 to 20 minutes. These have been measured through the soap calculator. Soap calculator, it lets us know how the oils are distributed by its body fat. The process that I'm using is a hot processed stick blend, and it doesn't require a crock pot, fortunately, but it does require for me to heat up the oils. So while this is heating up, I'm going to make some bath bombs. So I have pink and I have blue. These bath bombs are made with the cornstarch and the Epsom salt, the baking soda, kale and clay, citric acid. And citric acid has cleansing effects. A lot of times people don't understand why people use bath bombs, but when I started using mixtures like this, it wasn't because there was bath bombs around. I was just in pain. And so I would make my own mixtures, which was basically the salts and the essential oils. And then when I found out that they had bath bombs, then I started making them, and I realized how much people like them and that you can sell them. So when we started selling them, then they started exploding out of the water, literally. But after a certain period of me making them, then I started realizing that I wanted to do something a little different than what everybody else did. So I started adding things that are more therapeutic to them that actually help to regulate the balance of women's pH. These ones are made, I think I mentioned it before, these ones are made with, as you can see, a little crack here, but I can fix it. are made with the fragrances, strawberry, watermelon, I think lemon. They're very fruity, but I put lemon essential oil inside of them because the person that requested it made sure that I keep them natural as possible. So we're gonna make our famous oat milk and honey. Oat milk and honey is a base of olive oil, coconut oil, mango butter, shea butter, and palm. The lye water mixture is basically your goat's milk water and your water, and also a silk acetate that actually helps silken the softness of the soap. All right, so we're gonna heat this lye water mixture up, and everything is gonna move really, really fast. I'm just gonna make it a little bit more hot. And as you can see, it's starting to get yellow because, of course, milk burns. So I'm just mixing the lye water up. The lye brings, it keeps it hot. Alright, so it's starting to cook. I'm gonna put just a little bit of oatmeal in it. This is where the moisture comes in. Sometimes I use aloe, the goat's milk. And this is a cup. I'm just gonna pour the rest of this oatmeal in here. 2 tablespoons of raw honey. But the reason why I make it this way is because I needed a faster approach on making my soap. And the crock pot method just wasn't fast enough. So soaper called Sharon Johnson, who I'm giving a big shout out to, taught me how to make this way, and master batch, which I really think is a better way to go when you have a large quantity of soaps to make at a short amount of time, which cut my process by half. All right, and last and foremost, I want to add, let me take some of this out, my essential oil, and that's the oat milk, honey, and lavender, French lavender essential oil. Because if you add it before, sometimes it might seize up your soaps and it'll get too hard. But if that happens, you just add a little milk or some more shea butter. The one thing I like about hot processed soap is that you can use it right away. And I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about in about 2 seconds. And sometimes my oat milk and honey soap is a little darker, and if you've had it and it's darker, it's because the honey. Sometimes it will cook if I put it in there too fast, or sometimes the honey is just from a different, it's been pollinated in a different area, but I don't like to use just regular store-bought honey. I usually go to a farm and get it, or a merchant who I know is a carrier of that farm. And that is it. Put a little on top, but I'm out of goat's milk, or out of oatmeal. And so what I'm going to do with the rest is I'm going to make a soap for a friend of mine with the leftovers. Now, do you want me to do the whole thing charcoal? Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate just a little something different, because this is what I like to do. This is where I like to be creative. So, oh yeah, this is... Today, I was able to make a soap and some bath bombs as a production to exactly how I make them and the process that I use them and exactly how good they are for the skin. I hope to have a lender or a different type of individual that can help me to produce this dream to make it come true. I'm looking for many different types of business opportunities, but I would like to keep it simple. I'm not afraid to call it a mom and pop shop. However, if it grows as much as it has been growing without my consent as it has been growing, I would like for it to be organized, and I would like for it to stay as a family business. So if there's something that you have questions about, please feel free to leave any questions, inbox, text. I have an 800 number, and I will be located soon in Southland Mall in Taylor, Michigan. So if you have any questions, feel free to leave any comments, and I appreciate you guys' support over the past few years. I thank you for everything. It's been a journey, but it's been one that I'm willing to take for quite some time in the future. And I appreciate everybody for being there.